around 27, 28. No trade. It's literally 20 minutes into the market session and I've already dipped. I just said, because the thing is with gold, it tends to post up all-time highs. It's been posting up all-time highs. It's just really going bullish. And my plan, the only way I can really trade gold in its when it does this, when it posts up all-time highs and just keeps pushing higher, is when it retraces, it has a small little retrace, a small little, not a correction, but a retrace along the way. And when it does that, you can kind of just get a bit of consolidation within the hourly range and start targeting supply zones. Obviously, you don't want to target the demand zones because you're in a bull trend and you never know when the correction is going to start. You never know when the sell-off is going to start. So I know that one for sure. You don't trade when a price is posting up all-time highs. You don't go for sells. You don't try to pick the tops. So you have to target supply zones when it retraces and consolidates, and it just ripped. I was hoping it would come down to the demand zone before, or at least as soon as market opens, but it didn't do that, and it went straight through, and I can't do anything about that. I'm not going to trade on GU because my strategy just isn't really proven on GU. It's proven on gold, and it's proven on gold when gold acts in a certain way, and the way it's acting right now, you can only really make the strategy work in very specific circumstances, like the one I just described, and those circumstances were not met today, and I already know that. So I'm done. For the most part, I've been very, actually not for the most part, for the entire part, I've been very productive today. I woke up, did our daily run, hit the 3K run at a faster pace, doing 450 pace, 450 per kilometer, pretty solid. And then I just grinded, got a lot of data, and I feel like my system, my edge, is proven, and it works on gold. And I need to find another pair where it works on. I can't do futures yet because FTMO, eval, and even 8cap and all that shit, they don't allow you to trade futures. So I have to find something, maybe silver works like that. I have to run it through and really run the data through again. But maybe it doesn't have to be so thorough. I know the system works, but it only works on gold so far. And that's why I'm going to have to stick to gold. So when price acts like this, it really does suck because I can't find another opportunity. I know I originally traded Forex, but I feel like the system just doesn't work. Just from a litmus eye test, you just can sort of see it doesn't really work on Forex, on like GU. You can't really find it. Like, you can't really see setups that much, the way it acts. Because of that, I just have to avoid it generally. Maybe I can try to prove it, that the system has an edge even on GU, but that's another story for another day. For the most part, what I've got is the strategy I've got, the system. Well, the strategy has 50% win rate, a 1.13 EV, which is pretty solid. So it means I get a 13% return upon that data sample I had, not on a yearly basis, but on the data sample I had, which is across different time periods, different parts of the year. So it's pretty solid. Obviously, it's not a lot of data. Maybe like it's 2 weeks max per month, which it's half a month. But maybe there's more data that can be found. But you know what? It's a good start. And I cannot have to fix the balance curve because the thing is, I have it set. When I calculated it using ChatGPT, it said, okay, every loss I lose 1% of the you deduct 1% of the current balance, right? And it does that. Obviously, it's not always going to be 1%. There will be times I lose only 0.5% because I de-risk. But let's just say, I always like to take it off the maximum. Like, what is the worst case scenario and the best case scenario? Because worst case scenario, I lose 1%. Best case scenario, I hit a 6.96 risk reward ratio banger off of 1% risk, by the way. And I did that in one of the samples. And one of the days I backtested, I managed to hit a 6.96 risk reward ratio, which means I literally, the 1% risk, I got 7% on that. And the thing is, when it calculated that, ChatGPT fucked it up. And so I didn't, instead of, because I risked like 990 on the balance. I started with 100k. I put that, okay, so you're gonna start with 100k, and you're gonna risk 1% each trade. Obviously, at that point, I was in drawdown like 99.8 or some shit. And then it said, okay, obviously, if you're risking $9,900. Oh, sorry, not 9,000. $990 risk, right? Then if I had a 7 risk reward ratio or 6.96, I expect to make 990 times 7 as the realized profit, and the account balance should reflect that. It didn't. It gained me 1,000. I don't know why, which doesn't make sense. Even though I really did try to fix that in the prompt, that who fucking cares? I know that with the banger that I was hitting and the losers I was losing, even if it was a 50% win rate, I was hitting bangers, and that system pretty proven, only on a relatively decent-ish, like decently sized data sample. But that's not the focus anymore. The focus is I want to try and prove that system works on other pairs, and if it doesn't, I want to see what adjustments I need to make. Now, on the flip side, I know this shit works. I'm gonna keep trusting in it and keep trading on the eval, and I need to set up a copy trader so I can also trade it on my. I don't think I can actually on my live account, $100, but the problem is a lot size on gold is pretty fucking massive, and I don't think I can get even one proper, like, I can get the appropriate lot size that I need to buy gold, unless there's like, I need to find if there's micro gold or some shit that I can buy for even smaller lot sizes. But anyway, pretty solid. The focus now is just let the system run on the eval, on gold, keep trading, keep winning, get the first payout, hit that 10%, get the first payout, and then start getting payouts and shit, reinvest it into more funded, and get 25k, 50k accounts. I'm gonna start copy trading so that I take one trade, it trades the same way on all, with the same risk. Obviously, the problem is I might have to do 100k because I need to know if it will only copy trade the lot size instead of the actual risk. Because what I do is I actually have to manually calculate my lot size for each trade, which does mean I think it would force my hand into buying like another 100k account just to keep things consistent. But ideally, I want to get 50k. Anyway, we're about to hit 10 minutes. I'm done fucking talking. What a great day today. Hit the gym. Well, not that I hit the gym, I was training upper body at the park, and then went on a run. Little easy run. Came back home and started grinding again. I still got some stuff to do. The day is not done, but it's pretty much done. But I still want to do some more. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace. God bless you all.